Alright, so last part for 12.1, this is still finding perimeter and area. But for this examples, we're going to be looking at just expressions that represent the perimeter and the area. So that means expressions are things with x. So we're not going to have an exact number. We're just going to have an expression, a variable, and then some constants. So for rectangles, I know that opposite sides are equal, so that means the left side and the right side are both going to be x minus 3. So I can label both sides with x minus 3. And then I know the top and the bottom are both going to be x plus 5. So x plus 5 here. And so perimeter, it's easy because all I have to do is I have to add up all the sides. So I'm just going to show the work on the side for perimeter. I'm adding all the sides. So I have x plus 5, x plus 5, x minus 3, I'm sorry, and then x minus 3. So I'm adding all those sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 4 x's, and then 5 plus 5 minus 3 minus 3, that's 4. So this is the expression that will represent the perimeter. So 4x plus 4 represents the perimeter. So to find the area, I have to know what the formula for the area of a rectangle is, and for a rectangle is base times height divided by 2. So area formula is base, sorry, no, it's not base times height divided by 2, it's a triangle. For a rectangle, it's base times height, just base times height. So I have to multiply my base, x plus 5, and my height, x minus 3. So I'm going to put those right here, x plus 5 times x minus 3. And to multiply that, we have to use what we learned in Algebra 1, which is distribution. I'm going to multiply first the x in the first set of parentheses with the 2 terms in the second set of parentheses. So I'm going to do x times x, which gives me x squared. And then x times negative 3 gives me negative 3x. Now I'm going to take the 5 and I'm going to multiply it with the 2 terms on the second set of parentheses. So 5 times x, that's 5x, and then 5 times negative 3, that's negative 15. And so from here, I add the like terms. So those are going to be this 2. They both have x, so I can add those. The x squared, I just carry that down. Negative 3x's plus 5x's is positive 2x's. And then that minus 15, I just carry that down. So that's my area. My area is x squared plus 2x minus 15. So there are no numbers, it's just an expression that will represent the area. Okay, so very similar for example 7, but in example 7, it's a kite. And so the perimeter is going to be the same thing, I just have to add up all the sides. So let's do the perimeter first, because that's the easy part. So these 2 sides are equal. Those 2 sides are x plus 1. So I'm going to add those. X plus 1, x plus 1, and then these 2 sides right here are equal. So those 2 sides are x plus 5. So here I have x plus 5 and x plus 5. So I'm adding up all those 4 sides. So I have a total of 4 x's. And then 5 plus 5 plus 1 plus 1, that's 12. So my perimeter, 4x plus 12. I can say feet. Here, you give me the units. Okay, so now my area. Okay, this one's a little bit different because it's a kite, so my formula is no longer base times height. My formula for a kite is different. Formula for a kite is diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. So it's going to be a little bit different. So for this one, my diagonals are those dotted lines inside my shape. So the vertical diagonal is x minus 6. And then this horizontal diagonal, that one is x plus 8. And then divide by 2. So all I did so far was plug in my diagonals. Now I gotta multiply. So to multiply, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did on example 6. I have to distribute. So I'm going to multiply the numerator first. So here, the numerator is my two binomials, x times x is x squared. And then x times 8 is 8x. Then negative 6 times x, negative 6x. And then that negative 6 times 8 is negative 48. From here, remember, I add my like terms, so I add the middle 2, carry down the x squared. You can either add or subtract. In this case, it's subtraction because there's a minus sign in between. So 8 minus 6, that's 2 x's. And then that last term, carry that down, so minus 48. So remember, I'm not done because I still have that 2 that's up here. I'm dividing that by 2. So this 2, I'm going to have to divide. And I'm going to divide it into all of them so I don't forget. I'm going to divide 2 this one, divide by 2 that one, and divide by 2 that one. So then, there's a 1 right here. It's imaginary. 1 divided by 2, it's 1/2 x squared. And 2 divided by 2, that's 1, so just 1x. And then negative 48 divided by 2, it's negative 12. And so my area is this right here. It's 1/2 x squared plus x minus 12. And so very similar to the previous example, just one extra step. Once you have your numerator multiplied, then you gotta still go ahead and divide each of those terms by 2 to get your final answer.